It's really interesting when parents not allowing their children to get vaccination. Some parents said our fathers and mothers didn't get vaccine and they lived a really long life and a healthy life. So why I'm letting my children to get one? I don't trust this stuff. And this beautiful day, I try to go outside and do some research. So I'll try to explain everything in details and in a simple way. ما هو التطعيم؟ هو لإنتاج الحصانة ضد الأمراض. يحفز الجهاز المناعي في الجسم للاعتراف وتهديد وتدمير والاحتفاظ بسجله بحيث يمكن للجهاز المناعي التعرف بسهولة أكبر وتدمير أي من هذه الكائنات التي تواجهها في وقت لاحق. عندما تدخل الجراثيم جسمك ماذا سيحدث؟ الجراثيم تتكاثر. أجسامنا تتصل بالجهاز المناعي في المساعدة. الجهاز المناعي يستجيب. الجهاز المناعي يتعرف على هذه الجراثيم على أنها كائنات غريبة في الجسم وينتج خلايا مضادة. هذه الخلايا المضادة تساعد على تدمير الجراثيم التي تجعلك مريضا. وبمجرد أن التطعيم يدخل الدم ينتشر حول البي أن تي سيل. خلايا البي أن تي هي خلايا دم بيضاء تساعد على حماية الجسم من الأجسام الضارة، كما أن الجراثيم المضادة تغزو أنسجة الجسم، فإن هذه العملية تنشط نوع من أنواع الخلايا البيضاء. هل ما زال الجميع معي؟ دعوني أخبركم ما الذي سيحدث بعد هذا. الكرات الدم البيضاء ترسل إشارات إلى نوع من أنواع الخلايا البيضاء ليتم الغزو والقضاء عليهم. بعد القضاء على الجراثيم الهجوم يتوقف. بعد التطعيم الجسم سوف يملك بعض الذكرى عن هذا المرض، والجسم سوف يحاول القضاء عليه في المستقبل إذا حدث الهجوم مرة أخرى. As a QC college student, I try to go around campus and ask about vaccine. Let's watch it together. Ask one of the smartest guy in QC college about vaccine. So, Rory, what do you think about vaccine?
I think vaccines are a great thing. They've been proven to keep us healthy against vicious pathogens, and they should be something that should have continued research and applied to many people in the future.
So, I would like to thank Rory for his answer. Thank you, Rory.
Of course, Abdullah.
So, what do you think about vaccine?
I think the vaccines are what the government are giving our kids because they want to poison us. They really want mind control. And I'm not about mind control, so I'm not about vaccines. I don't really understand all that science behind them, but, I think the government's still trying to control us, and I don't want any part of that.
We just saw the two students. Both of them have different opinion and they have two different majors. This could explain why they have different opinion about vaccine. One of them has a good background and the basic biology, and the other doesn't. هل نحن واثقين من تطعيم أطفالنا؟ الاختيار الأول نحن غير واثقون، الاختيار الثاني نحن واثقون، الاختيار الثالث نحن لا نعرف، على حسب الوضع. I asked 333 people, where 320 answered totally confident about vaccine, and only 13 answered not sure, it depends about the situation. None of the people I asked answered not all confidence. While I was doing the research, I found this interesting video, so let's watch it together.
It was very straightforward, is that vaccination is designed for the greater good, to protect the majority, and it does so at the expense of a minority. And that minority of children are those who are damaged by the vaccine. And that, we don't know the size of that number because it's never been investigated properly. But nonetheless, even if you accept that that's a permissible ethical approach, that we can protect the majority at the expense of the minority, then that minority are a group of children who have paid the price for protecting the rest of society. And therefore society has an absolute moral and ethical obligation to care for those children for the rest of their lives. Period. That's it. There is no escaping that moral imperative. And yet, to acknowledge those children in a public health setting is to raise doubts about the safety of vaccines. And therefore it is much better to put them in a corner and forget about them, to pretend they simply don't exist. And that is what had happened to these children. The studies that had been designed to look at safety had been designed in such a way as they would never capture these children, nor did anyone want to capture them, nor was anyone interested in the parent's story when they said, my child regressed after a vaccine. They were just put in a corner, told it couldn't happen, and never investigated. And that was absolutely unacceptable.
النقطة اللي ذكرها جميلة جدا، بس هل هذه النقطة كفاية إن نوقف التطعيم؟ هل مهم أين تسكن؟ Africa, where 1 billion people live in that continent. A lot of people, they don't have access to a good healthcare, comparing to country like United States, where you can find vaccine in Walmart, for example. Everyone has different opinion, and in this video I didn't force everybody to take vaccine. It's really hard to convince everybody. I hope you understand most of the stuff about vaccine. Some country doesn't have the good health system. So I hope everybody live in peace and health for them and for their kids.